Well, I think that what's happening in the energy sector in PNG is exactly what we wanted to see probably 10 years ago. We're seeing a renewed enthusiasm for investment. We're seeing a renewed sort of sense of commitment to helping our people. What PNG Power is really about is making sure that we find partners who have the same values as us. Those values being really making sure we are of service to our 8 million people who are our shareholders and customers, but also that they share the same values of good governance. We want to ensure that we measure twice, cut once. We can't afford, with a very small power company like PNG Power, which is though so central to the future of the economy, to make poor governance decisions. We really need to ensure that we're making good planning choices and then we implement those diligently. It's really funny, I think, that self-selection occurs when we are really clear about what our plans are, whether that be around generation, transmission, distribution or retail, and we go and either approach good partners, people who we think can collaborate with us well, or they select us because they have a product or a service that actually matches what we're trying to do. It's when PNG Power has run into the most trouble is when we're not clear. And when we're not clear and when we're not compelling, other people make their minds up for us. And I think that that's really what we're talking about. Good collaboration comes because we're clear. It doesn't come because we're wishy-washy. You know, when we're not clear, people don't know how to take us. When we're clear, they know where the boundaries are, and those people who may not be good partners generally self-select out and find another country where this might be acceptable. Well, I think for energy, we really want to see a preferential pricing for gas-fired power. That will underpin, together with hydro, distributed hydro, will deliver low-cost power to Papua New Guinea. For PNG Power, that means low-cost power means more customers, it means the ability to invest in more reliable networks and systems, new modernisation of offices and retail systems, etc., training of our staff, investing in our people. But it also means growing the country. And I think that's the next wave. The next wave is going to see these fundamentals put in place by the O'Neill Abel government is around infrastructure, etc. We're now going to see electricity added to that at low cost, which should actually be the catalyst for real, genuine industrialisation of Papua New Guinea. Yeah, so what we've actually got to do is make sure that we're partnering with districts, partnering with provinces, the national government, putting plans together with this grant and low-cost money that's coming from these 4 nations of Australia, the US, Japan and New Zealand. And that combination is really it, right? It's not all grant money, it's leveraged finance through low-cost monies as well, through bilateral, multilateral partners. So the money is not really the issue. The issue is about good governance, making sure that these projects roll out and actually deliver. This year we'll start that process. In fact, last year we started with 18,000 connections. This year we'll do a minimum of 30 and we'll probably get closer to 50,000 connections. Every one of those connections impacts around 8 people. So by the end of this year, let's say we're in the vicinity of 240,000 people, 250,000 of people by the end of this year will get access to electricity. That's what the 2030 goal is. It's extraordinarily ambitious. It was supposed to be started 5-6 years ago. We've kept the same deadline of 2030 and we're really upping the ante, really testing ourselves and our partners to ensure that we can deliver on this promise. I actually think this conference is better than last year if that's possible. I really enjoy the more global nature of this one. I feel like today we're discussing really nitty-gritty PNG issues affecting the energy market, but I think yesterday really positioned PNG in the global context. That's important to do. You know, yesterday there was probably 600-700 people in this conference room. A lot of what is happening is networking for sure and promotion, but I think the most important thing is the learning that comes to us here in Papua New Guinea. It is a long way from Papua New Guinea to the rest of the world. It's important that when these conferences come to our shores, they're of really high quality. I think this is setting a new benchmark this year.